The lights are illuminating above the drivers now, and they are out and away we go here in USA. And we might have the slipstream on him here. I think we have. Alonso's going to defend. I think we're going to go down this inside here in this next corner. And I think we might just have the move done here. Yes, we do. We are up into third position now. Putting on the intermediate tyres now. It's a 3.7 second stop. And Rosberg just rejoins ahead, shifting up to 8th gear, over 200 miles an hour now. We're going to go around the outside here. And we have made the move, and we are now in second place. Let's hope to maintain this. And that is Rosberg ahead of us now. Will we be able to defend it up the inside of this next corner? I don't think we can. I think Rosberg is gone now pretty much. As you can see, he's getting so much better traction out of the corners. Do run wide yet again. We seem to break on the curb quite a lot in this race, but Vettel sort of barged his way past us after we ran wide. And unfortunately, just look at the grip here. We just cannot get any grip whatsoever. These tyres are so cold. I don't know what I can do really. But anyway, we're going to come through the final corner now to finish in 4th position. Hey guys, what is up? It is StopMatt1998 here, and I am back with a brand new video. This is part 18 of my F1 2014 career mode series, and here we are today in Sao Paulo for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And obviously in terms of the championship now, there's not really much we need to be fighting for. Obviously Freddie is it's unlikely he's going to get ahead of Alonso or Ricciardo in the drivers. It's unlikely that Ferrari will be able to get ahead of Red Bull in the constructors, but as you can see now, in practice we've got an R&D objective to complete to reduce the car front drag by 5%, which is obviously quite crucial around this track, as straight line speed is pretty essential. But as I said, I think these last two races will really just be racing for pride, as there's really nothing up for grabs in the championship. But as you can see now, we've got Kevin Magnussen in front of us, who decides to block us by going into the inside, right into our path at the last second. And apparently we caused that collision there. Don't think so, Codemasters, but yeah. You can see the rain is coming down now, and luckily it wasn't heavy enough to really affect our R&D objective, obviously, because this upgrade I think is quite crucial, especially around this track. But as you can see there, we pretty much got launched up by that curb there. Our front two wheels were off the ground there at one point. That was very strange indeed, just showing why Codemasters curbs are so deadly on this game. But anyway, at the end of practice, we ended up in second place, but I don't think that's really a true representative as to where we are in comparison to the AI. But as you can see in qualifying 1 now, we set a 1 minute 15.2, which puts us fastest and into Q2 on the prime tyres. So that was a good time. Let's see how we can get on in Q2 now. We left right to the end of the session then to complete our 2 flying laps. We've got Hulkenberg, who does his best to hold us up once again, so that's obviously affected our first time. But I do think this time will probably be good enough actually, as our sector 1 time was pretty good to say the least. As you can see, skipping to the end of the lap now, we've shifted up into 8th gear, and we set a 1 minute 14.4, just about good enough to get us through and into Q3. Now into Q3, really we were losing so much time in Sector 2, and that was the problem throughout the whole weekend really, because guys, just to let you know, there is rain expected in the race. So again, that's not too great because the AI are very good in the rain, especially around Brazil. There's a lot of traction zones where the AI can really gain a lot of time on you, especially in Sector 2 around this track. But as you can see, we set a 114.5 in Q3, which is only good enough for 10th position. But actually Kevin Magnussen got a 10 place grid penalty after practice because he held us up, is what I'm assuming. So that was deserved, and we will be starting 9th in this race on the intermediate tyres for the first half of this race anyway. And yeah, wish us luck. So here we are then on the grid at Interlagos, starting in 9th position. Obviously our teammate Fernando Alonso once again outperforming us, out-qualifying us even. But anyway, the lights are illuminated above the drivers now. They're building up to 5 red lights here, and they are out here in Interlagos for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've gotten a pretty good start, probably better than Bottas and Massa ahead, although Massa does seem to be pulling away, along with Hulkenberg and Vettel. I don't think Vettel got off to the best start actually. We're going to gain a position on Bottas, so we're already up into 8. We might gain on Massa and Hulkenberg here. Definitely Massa as he does back out, but now on the outside of Hulkenberg, and hopefully we can gain a position on Hulkenberg going into turn 3 now. Hulkenberg, however, is looking, he's eyeing up Ricciardo here, and I think the other Red Bull, Vettel, and Hulkenberg backs out dramatically, and so does Ricciardo, and lucky there that we made contact, but we were lucky not to lose a bit of our front wing there, and we are now up into 5th position, so a brilliant start, but now the aim is just to try and keep up with Vettel, Hamilton, I think it's Vettel, Rosberg, and Alonso, our teammate, but unfortunately, guys, it just wasn't to be. The AI just pulled away so much because of the traction zone in Sector 2, and obviously with the wet conditions, obviously the AI did gain massively on us, so that was very unfortunate to say the least. And yeah, as you can see now, skipping on to lap 10, nothing really happened. It was a very boring first stint, so that was unfortunate to say the least. But yeah, the AI pulled away by 11 seconds. Just shows how overpowered they are. But my recommended pit stop lap was lap 12, but I decided to come in a couple of laps early because the rain was due to dry up. So I was thinking that I could pit in now, go on the intermediate tyres once again on about lap 20, then hopefully in like 7 or 8 laps time the rain would have gone and the track would have dried up. So yeah, that's my thinking for this. So hopefully we can also gain on guys like Vettel, who did pull away by quite a lot. Obviously we won't be able to get ahead of him because we can't get a huge undercut like that, but yeah, we're going to rejoin ahead of Maldonado here just about, and behind Magnussen. But as you can see, on lap 12 now, just look at the minimap, look at those cars ahead. We've seen one of them's pulled off, and I believe that is a Sauber by the looks of it, who's actually driving across the track, and he's parked up there, putting it to slow motion here. And the Sauber is parked up, and that could be a safety car, I'm not too sure. It doesn't look like there is going to be a safety car, because it would have been deployed by now. And yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be a safety car, as the AI, I believe, are going to be pitting in a couple of laps' time. But as you can see, the safety car has now been deployed, and this could actually gain us massively. This is obviously going to help our race, because we'll be able to catch up with guys like Vettel once again. So I think that has saved us in quite a few ways, but what we've got to ensure now is that Vettel doesn't pull away that much. We can't really do much as we now skip onto the restart. We're just about to restart this race. We do maintain 5th position, and we're in a Red Bull sandwich at the moment, actually. Obviously, we do want to beat Vettel today in terms of the constructors, but as I said, it's not like we're going to get ahead of Red Bull anyway, so yeah, just racing for pride in this race, to be honest, but let's hope that we can stick with Vettel. But as you can see, going into turn 1 now, Vettel's pulling away already quite a lot. As you can see, we're getting so much oversteer here, just very little grip in this Ferrari, and Vettel's already pulled away by a massive amount. I just cannot do... I mean, it is one of these tracks, really, on F1 2014, where the AI are massively OP, so I can't really do much, unfortunately, so apologies for that. But yeah, as you can see, Vettel's already pulled away by a second, and now skipping on to lap 22, I think we're going to come into the pits at the end of this lap, and my engineer has said that it will be drying up in a few minutes, so I doubt it will be a few minutes, so I think I'm going to come into the pits as my tyres are going off, and they are pretty much dead. As you can see, the gap to Vettel is close to 15 seconds, which really shows, to be honest. As you can see, we've got Button behind us now. He tries to make a move, but does back out. And Rosberg, how is he still setting those times on the intermediate tyres? And you do not get it. I suppose it's because it's a mix of the track drying out, really, and the fact that Mercedes is pretty good at looking after its tyres. But anyway, into the pits now, we're going to put on the intermediate tyres. I'm going to say for about a 5 or 6 lap stint, to be honest. I think if we stay out on the intermediate tyres, and I think we'll probably end up losing more time than obviously pitting now. So hopefully we don't rejoin in too much traffic. I think we're going to rejoin just behind Maldonado here. So yeah, hope he doesn't hold us up too much. So we now skip onto lap 24. And we've got Maldonado just ahead of us now, and Bianchi is quite a way behind us. So we're going to hope to gain on Maldonado as quickly as possible, try and overtake him on the straight. We might get the straight line speed here in the slipstream. Indeed we have. We're getting great straight line speed on him here. And we're going to go to his outside. We'll be able to make a move round the outside here. And yes, we have. A brilliant move there from Freddie on past Maldonado. And next on our hit list is the Sauber of Adrian Sutil. And I do believe the other AI car is going to be pitting in on the... We're going to be pitting onto the intermediate tyres very soon. As you can see here, we've rejoined just ahead of Hulkenberg. And I believe that is Kvyat, who's actually stayed out another lap as a Verne pissed in this lap. But yeah, the track is drying out quite dramatically. I think the rain has actually stopped now, so it's not going to be long now till we're going to be pitting onto the dry tyres. Obviously, we don't want to be going onto the dry tyres too early, as that could cost us. But as you can see, just a couple of laps later, the gap behind to Bottas is 2 seconds. So we have gained quite a lot on Bottas, but we decided to make a very risky call here and actually pit onto the option tyres this lap, because the track does... I mean, on F1 games, like in recent years, the track does tend to dry out quite quickly in one of these sort of races from wet conditions to dry conditions. So we thought pitting in now would be a sensible decision, and we're going to see whether that's going to work. Hopefully we don't rejoin once again in too much traffic, because we are losing quite a few positions here. And what we're hoping is that the guys who are staying out on the intermediate tyres will lose quite a lot of time, because obviously it's drying up ever so dramatically. So they should lose time in theory, and we should gain quite a bit of time. So let's hope that is the case. So I think we're going to rejoin behind the 2 Toro Rossos now. I think Kvyat's just going to get ahead of us, and we're going to rejoin just ahead of Adrian Sittel. But however, Kvyat, we might rejoin ahead of Daniel Kvyat here, and yes, we have. And yeah, we'll see whether this strategy has worked going to this next corner now. As you see, breaking down for this next corner, just getting so much understeer there, and we've just struggling for grip out the corner now. Kvyat, I think it is a bit too early actually, unfortunately. So that's going to really cost us. And let's hope that we don't lose a position to someone like Bottas, who was like a couple of seconds behind us before we pitted. But yeah, as you can see now, skipping on to lap 29, the track has dried out a bit more, and we now do have a pace advantage over Kvyat, but we have lost a good second, I'd say, overall. But as you can see now, we're going to dive up the inside of Kvyat here. Brilliant move on the Russian driver. So a fantastic move there from Freddie, really. I don't think Kvyat was really expecting him to make a move up the inside. So that was a very good move there, and let's hope that we haven't lost so much time. But as you can see, these other guys have now pitted, and look at that, the Williams of Valtteri Bottas is actually ahead of us here. We're going to get ahead of Hulkenberg, I think, but Bottas is ahead of us. We've lost position here to Valtteri Bottas, so we've lost a good 2 points here by the looks of it, unless we can gain on him through this next corner, but I very much doubt we can, as Bottas is just going to get insane traction. As you can see there, he's already pulling away quite a few meters already, so that is very unfortunate indeed. We didn't really want this, and as you can see now, skimming on to lap 36, Bottas pulled away by a massive amount, and we just really could not match the pace of the guys at the front. But as you can see, I think we are going to set a personal best lap here. Lewis Hamilton's best lap is a 14.1, and he has won this race. But as you can see, it's not over yet, as Ricciardo is right behind us, and our fuel situation is getting really bad here. As we're -1 lap down, will we be able to make it to the finish without running out of fuel? And indeed we have. We're going to come through for 6th position. Well, what can I say really? A very frustrating race overall, I've got to say, to finish in 6th position, because we just could not catch up with the guys ahead of us like Vettel and Alonso. But I think what I'm disappointed about most is that strategy call, because that obviously did cost us a position to Bottas. In the Drivers' Championship, we're 48 points behind Ricciardo, so it's very unlikely that we're going to get ahead of him in the Championship unless we win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and if he retires, then that's the only way it will happen. And yeah, in the Constructors, I believe we are still quite a way behind Red Bull, so it's unlikely again that we're going to gain on them, which is unfortunate to say the least. But overall, it has been a pretty successful first season, and yeah, by the looks of it, we are going to finish in 3rd in the Constructors. And yeah, let's just hope for a good Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi. I think I'll just be doing a 50% race for that one, as there's really nothing up for grabs. There's no point in doing a 100% race for that one. But anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to give a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.